Hopefully that seems to be working. Yep. Okay, hello. Although this mobile is not the best, it's going to heat up. There we go. So, just sitting here. Was sleeping a little too long. I guess you can call it resting on the Sabbath for sure, but that was way off. I should have been awake. I actually had done, so I was awake in the morning. And sadly, I was so stupid to go to bed again and sleep the whole day away pretty much. That's just too bad. Yeah, there's way too much things to do, and I always seem to get more and more and more things. Let's see if we can get the camera working again. So, I've been looking into Jesuit videos, putting them up on my webpage of, in regards of, I just needed a cobble, I thought, let's see if we can get some light here. Put it over here. No. Well, again, I took pretty much all the light off because of, in regards of power and all that. It's not. Maybe we can put it over here. No, that's not. It doesn't. It's not spreading the light too much. That seems to be pretty good. Okay, so I guess Anyway, so I was in regard to my webpage, Jesus God Pope666.info, which is the problem with the webpage, name is that it's hard to, it's hard to really, say to people, and they can't remember this. It's like a domain that is not, easily remembered. Of course, it's nice that I can have an email with both these truths in it, which also, incredible what people will tell you, but I guess it's the demons in these people that just react, They will say, well, you have 666 in your name. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, Jesus, God, and then a line to set it apart, Jesus, God, right? That's the message, right? And then you have Pope 666, right? And it's like, okay, just use your brain a little, it should be easily, I thought, I don't know, it was like, but you have the number 666 in your, well, just take everything out of context, right? I think that's pretty, a small context, but still on the greater thing, you just take out the number 666 and say, you have the number 666 in your, account name or whatever, and, okay, so let's not look at the context, which is also the problem with when people are quoting the Bible. Satanists can easily quote the Bible, and they do. They will take a little here, a little there, and whatnot, and so forward, and there we go. Then they have their things, look at here, this. Yeah, but maybe try, reading it from the beginning of the book to the last part of the book, right? And I'm not usually, wanting to just quote, snippet here, snippet there, and all that. You have to read things in context. I remember this in regards to the Christmas tree, in regards of Isaiah, or Yeshayahu in Hebrew. And I found out that, this was taken out of context. Now, I'm not going to, Christmas tree and all that, garbage and all that. That's not me. I don't do pagan traditions and all that. But when you read that could be, sometimes there are different levels to be understood and all that. So, but in any case, if you just read further, they usually start here and take and cut it over here. And if you just read further, this is about idols. An idol, someone goes out and fixes a tree, and they fix it and all that, and people walk around with it and all that. This is a that the Roman Catholics are still doing, by the way, in regards of idols. They walk around with them. You can find some of the videos where the idol has fallen down and broken and all that. They should pretty much just learn from that experience and then do it to all the other idols. But anyway, it's just I do have another web address in Danish that it's much easier to remember. But I can, when if I'm talking to people, I can see it's kind of hard to tell them the address of my website. So it is what it is. This is the filthy, disgusting nonsense. I have to write things 2 times for it to react. It's like, it's the insanity of computing. Anyway, so you write things 1 time, you push, and then it doesn't do anything, and then you need to do it all over again. It's psychotic bullshit. Anyway, that's just apparently how it works at the moment in this browser. Anyway, thinking. What was it? Oh yeah. I think in Danish we have different names of this, but it's the line, a division line or something like that. That's a really good word for it, because that's the point of it, to divide. It's not like to put it together, but have it like apart. But anyway, division line. I could also, I could buy a very small domain name, pretty much, so it easily goes to the website. But again, everything is money, resources, and it's not that, it's not that but it's the web host, the web hotel, I guess, hostel, whatever, I don't know. Anyway, I do wonder in regards of maybe hotel is anyway hyphen. It's the hyphen. Okay, I tend to forget what it's called, right? All these, but it's a hyphen, a dash, a figure dash, and in Danish it's called something else, and you have some different synonyms for it. Danish. So, but anyway, let's see here. Hyphen, it's there we go, and we'll just go to the. There we go. So it's called. What is it called? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, skeleton. I wonder what I called it over here. I called it a skelelinje. I think they call it a dividing sign. In Danish, it's one of the things. I actually like the thing where I call it like a skillelinje, because it's dividing things, right? It's a line, and it's I don't know, whatever. I guess I can make a new word, right? Although, it says skillelinje, sted hvor 2 fysiske områder mødes. Maybe it's not. No, maybe that would then be something else. So maybe a dividing sign might be better. But anyway, I'm using the dividing sign, which I guess in English is more known as the hyphen. And I wonder why that actually goes back to some Latin or some Greek, or who knows. Anyway, So I've downloaded a lot of videos in regards of just I have the video player. It's like it's just continuing. And there's so many things, and I just never. I guess it would be easier to just sum things up and just make my own videos. But anyway, just to have. So I have around 100 videos at the moment in the false prophet Jesuits, the devil's special soldiers, and I was somewhat in conflict of myself in regards to the false prophet, because I believe that the false prophet is the Jesuits, and I know other believe it's the United States, and I looked on that before recognizing that it's actually it's the Jesuits. That's the group that makes the whole world worship the beast. Now, of course, future things will, of course, make more certain if I'm correct or not. Because the second beast makes an image of the first beast and make the whole world, worship the beast, and whosoever, well, the you know the the image, and thereby the beast, and thereby the devil. But anyway, so whoever makes that thing, would clearly be the false prophet. So that's a thing in the future that would. But we already have these images of the poop around the world. Where people are doing their bowing down and kneeling and whatnot. Disgusting. Anyway, yeah. So I downloaded a good amount of videos that I'm looking through. I put them on the on my website in the video player under False Prophet, Jesuits, the Devil's Special Soldiers, which maybe I should put that in, and well, whatever. But it's in the menu here, and of course you can also see it on mobile. I have a mobile version. I have two versions, which is annoying because I should really only have like one version. I don't know if I can probably also turn it around so it be like that. Yeah, at least on my mobile it seems to work, where you can then just fix down here and go up and down. I had to sort things out. It's absolutely not how, it's not perfect how I want it, but it's working, right? I would like to have just one video thing to toy around with instead of needing to have multiple pages and all that. And anyway, down here you have, and you push this one. Apparently there should be a black line with that, but I don't know why that has disappeared. I guess there must be some setting that needs to be fixed. Anyway, so here we have different things. YouTube plus 111 Jewish testimonies, one for Israel. That's Jewish, what do you call it, ministry? I should maybe put in ministry, but the problem is, I don't want to be, when you turn it on the other side, you can see that, you have a maximum of how many letters you can put in, and so that's a problem. Anyway, Protestant history against Antichrist, that's in regards to different history. Roman papacy, Antichrist 666, and the Hall of Babylon. That would be, yeah. But anyway, yeah, there we go. Let's see if we can probably not push it now, but let's just push something else first. And so this is the Roman papacy, Antichrist 666. The numbers you can see is just because I'm trying to sort them out how I want them in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all that. So the numbers is not really anything besides making the thing stay where I want it, and there's multiple things in regards of working out. So I'm still trying to make like a better a system that works for me, I guess. Anyway, so here is the Jesuit, the Devil's Special Soldiers, and let me just turn to the other one. And there's around 100 and something videos in this. Although I can't see there doesn't seem to be like any. Oh well, but you can go down here. Doesn't really show like anything that, at least I can't see it. In regards of, there should be something we would think, but apparently not. Anyway, so
you said there were two.
Well, if we take the last one, it's 147 at the moment. It's a problematic because I don't want 147 videos. The idea was to have a little of everything so people could further dig into things themselves. Some of different people and all that have stood for the truth, and like Eric Phelps. I have so many of Eric Phelps, and I need to go through them and find the best pretty much and see if I can delete some of them. I have his history in the beginning. That is very nice history. Up here, hidden history of the Jesuits 1-on-1. Now it was actually called University or something, which if you push it, it actually will show the name. I thought the name was kind of, University of Hidden History, kind of, Let's just call it Hidden History of the Jesuits 1-on-1.
And we have 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I need this, thing. This in the front of it. I probably should take that off. But that's Eric Phelps, who goes through 5 hours pretty much of goody goodies in regards to the Jesuit order. Again, that's huge amount of information. We have Alan Lamont. We have another Alan Lambie. I have 3 videos of his. 2 of them is in this playlist. I've moved one of them. I should move the Catholic deception. I should move that as well. Jesuits are sons of Satan is absolutely one of those that stays. These 3 videos from Alan Lambie, I don't know much about him, but these 3 videos or sound clip or whatever, they are very good, I think. He just spills it out there, he's just... of course, you can always find issues, right? He has something in regards of using the word hell. I don't think any Christian should use the word hell, and believing that we go directly to heaven when we die and all that. That's just not biblical, This is more like a Roman Catholic thing, and it actually closes the gap between Roman Catholicism and true Christianity. So yeah. So you have the lake of fire, that's Gehenna, and then you have the realm of the dead and sleeping, or the underworld. That was where Jesus were 3 days and 3 nights. We should always, stay as close to the truth as possible, because the devil is out there and he's confusing us. And so when we know the truth, it's a lot harder for him to. So there's a lot of videos I haven't looked into in this playlist. I found one of these playlists on YouTube, and of course YouTube is totally, they're you could see they had removed about 50 videos and all that, closed down accounts and all that. So you see a lot of material that gets lost. I was also looking at Eric Phelps was talking about Alan Lamont. Apparently Alan is from he's a Scottish guy. I'm not sure. We have so we have one from Scotland. We have one from Ireland, right, as well. So I guess Alan Lamont is one of those speaking up in Scotland. Scotland wasn't where John Knox, wasn't he from Scotland? I can't remember. But I actually thought Alan Lamont was from England, but I guess Scotland instead. Then we have one from Ireland, Ian Paisley, for example. It is incredible. We don't have that many actually speaking up. We have one in not Germany, but close. That would be Jörg. Then we have some from the U.S. We have a good amount from, I guess, the United States of America, or whatever they want to call it. But anyway, they still have people over there that know some stuff, Whereas most of the rest of the world, it's just, it's not that many, But we have a little here and there, who speaks up in regards to the truth. Now, of course, they might have their issues as well. You can. It's hard to find anyone without any issue that you disagree with. So you have to eat the meat and spit out the bones. Just because there's something I disagree with, you can't just reject the rest. And then, of course, you have Roman agents out there that also might actually speak a lot of truth. And while they speak a lot of truth, they might also, they might use it to get confirmed, or whatever you want to call it, to be accepted. And then when they have been accepted, we have seen information then being thrown away. So, and discarded. So, wolves in sheep clothing, So, a Roman agent can absolutely speak truth and use the truth to deceive. Well, the devil have done this for nearly 2,000 years in regards of after Jesus Christ came around. So we have CIA agent, CIA boss, Catholic damnable heresy, and when they came about, I guess that might actually be but I'm not sure that should be in the playlist. I think that might be the guy. Let's see here.
Well, seems the video doesn't work.
Mohammedans. The counting of prayers is a pagan practice, especially condemned by.
It's the guy. He also shows he has someone in the family who has been a Knight of Malta or Knight of Columbus, and he found his stuff and also found the oath of the Knight of Malta or Knight of Columbus. And of course, many of these oaths, because it's Roman Catholicism, all of it, it's pretty much, you can see the sameness of many, the Jesuit oath, and then you go to these different knights and all that. You can see some of the same things coming again. You can see the familiarities or whatever. I found a website where they had a lot of these oaths, and you can just see the familiarities of these. You can smell the Romanism in them. Anyway, Christianity is infiltrated by Jesuits. He knows the real conspiracy, the Jesuit infiltration of Christianity. I don't know what that is. But again, I haven't checked all the videos. I have had a lot of problems actually also downloading them. Videota is now working again with YouTube. Videota has a lot of spyware and all that, but Videota was really the app that just worked in the past. So if you wanted to download something from YouTube, that was pretty much the application to go to. But the problem was that they said, well, YouTube don't wanna have us, so they closed the feature down, which was utter garbage, and I did find something else, but it wasn't really. But Videota now works again with YouTube, so that's nice. Although I did have a lot of problems this time. I don't know if it was because of the playlist being over 200 and then not being 200, and that was some things that was problematic that I usually didn't seem to have beforehand. I wish I had downloaded all those Hebrew music things in regards to them before Google YouTube deleted that account. Oh my! I was so close. I was actually sitting and having the link and all that, and just because I could only download 200 because it couldn't go beyond 200 apparently at that. I just thought, well, I'll just wait. That was stupid, absolutely stupid. Anyway, I guess that would have been more sorting because I would have to check all the, I would have checked the Hebrew songs for what was good and what was bad. I don't want any. But that was the great thing with these videos. You could actually read it in they had Hebrew text and English text, the translation, so you could actually check the song, because if you're looking into a language you don't know, they might be saying things that you don't want to say, right? Some of those old I was looking into Latin and Greek old songs and Hebrew in regards of how they were singing and all that, because it was said to go back to the Hebrews in the temple in regards of singing this specific way. But anyway, there are some of these songs where it's for so-called Mary, and all that, and you don't want to, and sometimes there's a lot of good things in the song, and then they just put their disgusting filth into it. And I guess that was some of the things that the Protestants were taking out of the Roman Catholic songs. They were taking all this false, Mariolatry out of the songs and so forth. Different things of, that didn't go with the Bible. So they still could sing the song, but they would not sing them with all this nonsense. So here we have Eric John Phelps again, Eric John Phelps, and again, I have some issues in regards to some of the things that Eric John Phelps says, but he also have a lot of good stuff, and you can't just reject things. Although sometimes I do wonder if he's actually planted to make people reject the truth by
fixing some weird doctrines, and I don't know. Anyway, hopefully I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He has a lot of good stuff, and digging a lot of good stuff through and all that. So hopefully he's, that's just some things, the flat Earth nonsense, that you can't throw a nuke doesn't seem to be, and it seems somewhat of hate mongering in regards to war and all that, and these things doesn't really happen, and it's just weird how these things are mixed into some really good stuff, if you look at some of the older videos and he's saying this and that, and China or whatever, these things will attack America or whatnot, and all, these things hasn't happened, so fixing true things with some of these, I don't, it's just, but anyway, eat the meat, spit out the bones. He's again one of those few that actually stands up and talks. So I guess, there'll always be some. There's also connection with him in regards of the other guy that promotes all this. What was he called? I actually have the video. So absolutely have a connection to this guy that is promoting Satanism and taking all the Bible symbolic and all that. He was very popular and I guess he's still popular in the New Age, whatever occult nonsense. And it seems like the Freemasons, he had contact with the Freemasons as well, he says. This guy, not Eric Phelps, but anyway, but I know Eric Phelps seems to know this other guy, but anyway, so I just wonder, anyway, but yeah, there's so much good stuff as well in regards to the Jesuits. It was actually Eric Phelps' lecture on the Jesuits that actually, knowing the Bible, the Revelation, and the Book of Daniel, you can always, listen to them again and learn more and all that. But listening to Eric Phelps on the Jesuits in regards of the false prophet, just it's like the hand in the glove, It's like, no, it does, the false prophet, doesn't seem to be the U.S. Actually, that seems to be fitting more in regards of the Jesuits. But I thought the Jesuits was actually part of the first beast. So I wouldn't really have. But then again, I still wonder in regards to those two horns, because that would be two powers. But controlling Freemasonry, as far as I understand it, there's two big guys, one controlling the so-called Europe and the other controlling America and all that, and that might be those two horns that is hidden. The false prophet is growing up in regards of opposite of water, and in regards of water, it's in regards of people. It's the beast is very visible, the first beast, but the second beast is the opposite. It's in it's in the shadows, and of course many people don't know about the Jesuits, so that seems to be correct. Now the SDA believe it's America in regards to this beast, and there are things where you could, but some of the things just, it's something, they will say, well, America, that's in regards to the dry land, but there was already people in America and all that, and the symbolic things in regards to the Bible is that in the Book of Revelation is that water is people, right? And the opposite of water would be desert, something. Anyway, something that is hidden, it's the opposite of the first beast, which is clearly out there in the world, right? Anyway, that's, might be wrong, just trying the best that I can do. But listening to hidden history of the Jesuits, just, it's like, cling, 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 cling. You know, the first beast is giving the power and dominion to the second beast. So if you follow it from the second beast to the first beast to the devil, right? So the devil gives the first beast the power and dominion and all that, and then the first beast gives it to the second beast to make the whole world worship the second beast or his image, and thereby worship the devil, you know, through, you know, that way. This devilish system. But the thing is, who is actually making the whole world worship the first beast, and thereby the devil? Well, the USA might be used to, you know, to what do you call it, Romanize, to conquer the whole world and all that, for the Vatican and all that. But who is actually behind doing that? You know, who is controlling those things? And that you have the Jesuits. So it's the Jesuits who, you know, conquers the whole world and put it at the feet of the first beast. So that's as far as I can gather in regard to this. And the hidden history of the Jesuits, just, you know, make things snap in regard to that, by Eric John Phelps. So I don't know. I do wonder, but you can always, you know, wonder about some of the weird things that some people believe, and people, I guess, would also say, well, I believe some things that you know, where other people couldn't agree with, like, you know, having problems with Roman Pharisee, you know, Pope Paulus the First, you know. So, but again, Jesus told us that, you know, the devil would come and sow his own very early on, after he had sown the good eatable wheat. And I think that was fulfilled. And why shouldn't it be fulfilled? Because, you know, Jesus told it. Of course, Yeshua said it would happen, and thereby we should expect it to happen, because Yeshua is God Almighty Jehovah, walking on the earth, you know, dying for the sins of the world. But anyway, I don't know, in regard, you know, Eric talks about this race thing as well. I don't know in regards to that either. It just, yeah. So, any case, okay. Yeah, so that's like what, 5% of what he talks about, or 10% or something like that. I would take, you know, that would be bones for me in some sense, and the rest is, you know, pretty good stuff. There's still a lot of the things that I can confirm in regards of his you know, all the different people he mentions in regards of Knights of Malta, Knight of Columbus, but if he didn't really tell the truth about this, I'm sure people would come out and expose him for telling lies in regards to that. So, but this is something that one could, you know, search out for oneself. But of course, when you begin to find the, what do you call it, the red line or whatever, there's no surprise in regards to what he's speaking about. So you know, he's really, he's out there speaking, and I recall that he was talking about this other guy, calling him out for code judo or something like that. And I haven't read his book, this other guy, but it's actually one of the videos that I have underneath. But what I have listened to is very weird, you know, when you listen to this guy. See here if I have, no, I don't have it. Have I deleted it? I might have deleted it. What was it called? Oh, I can't remember. He wrote a book in regards to the rulers of evil or something like that. And I've listened to him talk to Greg on this program, and it doesn't really, why, you know, there's some that is, you know, agreeable, but then there's a huge amount where I'm like, okay, that's just, you know, out of, you know, where the, you know, it just, yeah, anyway. So, and Eric Phelps apparently was calling him out as a code judo or something like that. But they never did talk on a radio program, as far as I know, because the other guy didn't want to do that. And then he's dead now, so that's kind of so I don't know about that. Also, Eric Phelps still, he talked about that Alberto Rivera was probably, the greatest guy of the 20th century, and I would agree that if anyone actually has, but the problem is that I was attacked demonically when I had the cartoon. I don't know. It's like, yeah, there's a huge amount of good stuff in regards of Alberto Rivera's cartoons and information. Exposing this Vatican. I just don't know why I was so much. I had this urge to do something I should absolutely not do, that I never had the urge to do before, and that was when I had these cartoons where I was, from Jack Chick, and I did have some other things as well. So I was afraid that I was cursing myself, so I ended up throwing everything out. There was a lot of good stuff, for sure. There was a huge amount of good stuff. And Alberto Rivera had huge amount of goodies, but I had this other guy, or this other thing in regards of pamphlets, Win Worley's pamphlets, and I was really confused because Win Worley was one of those also speaking against the Roman Catholic maniac system. And but then they had this so-called talking in tongues, and you had the demons. I think the demons were playing with him, playing around with him, and but he was clearly, he knew a huge amount of things in regards to the Roman Catholic maniac institution. He also talked about Czech publications and all that. About a lot of the books that is, it's pretty much only Czech publications that seems to still, sell Protestant information or Christian information about this great hall. I also have Czech. Actually, I should actually put Czech publications into it again, because when I'm talking here, I'm saying publications, and it is a publication. So I guess I took it off in regards of, let's see here. I think maybe it's in the other. So maybe one shouldn't focus so much on the things that we disagree with, because you can always find something you disagree with. Like Tom Fresh, for example. I love his book readings on Protestant books. I absolutely love. But apparently he doesn't want to talk to me, and we have some differences on some other doctrines, and it's just sad that seems to be the thing that ruins things, just because we don't see eye to eye with everything. And the thing is, how many Christians can you actually find that totally agrees on everything? You can't. It's really hard to find some that just totally agrees with you on every single point. I think it's probably in Roman papacy we have, but I should probably write publications. I just wrote the thing with my website also is to give people the information of, we have chick.com publication. I still have the publication in, okay. Is it publication or publications? 2 seconds. The point is that I want to try to give people the information where they can get more information right from. The idea of the website was to see if I could find the best from different and then people could do their own investigations and all that. It seems like I have a problem here. Publications. See here, check publications. That's number 14. Now, of course, the folders are not called the same thing as which I probably should actually call the folders the same thing as the things that I called it in the. The more I can pretty much. The more that I can pretty much make the things the same names and all that, the less issues I would have. But in regards to finding things, when you have Okay, let's put an S on that, and of course it's called Chick Publications, but I think Chick.com Publications will do fine, you know. So I use it as a, you know, it's still. I think if you search for Chick.com Publication.com publication, you should probably find. So yeah, I should also have the website for Eric Phelps. And Eric Phelps had done a huge amount, you know, finding, you know, old Protestant books and all that, and I really should support him in regards of getting his material. If I'm getting a little more resources now, I will see if I can get a little, you know, to support him, and see further in regards of his information and all that. Although I don't really like, you know, things in regards to selling things, you know, where the truth should be given freely, but I guess on the other hand, you know, I do understand that people need some resources to live by, right? But sometimes it just keeps information away from. But then again, you know, he's still out there, you know, spilling a lot of good, you know, a good information out there freely and all that. So that's great. Again, you know, I shouldn't even go into this, should I? You know, because again, you can find things. You know, Jörg is another guy that makes a lot of good stuff, readings in regards to Protestant books. But you know, I've talked to him once, I think, maybe twice, I think 1 or 2 times, but you know, and then apparently, you know, I don't know. It's you know, you quickly apparently get into conflict with people. It's just, but that, you know, there are things that I don't agree with, right? You know, Tom Frass and Jörg is promoting this idea that it was actually Simon that fixed the Roman Catholic Church. I don't agree with that. I think pretty much, you know, of course, Mystery Babylon, the whore, was there before Jesus was, you know, came into the world to die for the sins of the world. So it was already there. It was Rome, you know, pagan, you know, the pagan mystery religion of Rome. It's you know, Rome, your boat, pretty much. She's sitting on all 7 heads, and thereby she was already there. She was there from the beginning of the Roman Empire, or the Roman beast. But she turned, you know, she changes clothing to sheep clothing. So it's still the same disgusting religion of Mystery Babylon, but it takes sheep clothing around 300 and something, you know. In the beginning of the 4th century, I guess you call it, right? 315 or something like that. But of course, the devil is already in action, you know, in the 1st century in regards of doing his things. And of course, Jesus, or Yeshua, which is his Hebrew name, Yeshua told us, you know, first the wheat would be sown by him. He's the good sower. And then the devil would come and sow his own. And he did. And they would grow up together until the harvest. Anyway, I don't know much about Alan Lambie, but I have these 3 videos from him. This, I don't know the first one either here, but that's a good introduction. He has one mistake in the video where he says Pope means father of fathers. I don't know where he gets that from. Pope means father. So I don't know. Maybe there's some place that, you know, that can say that it actually further, you know, in you know, father of fathers. I don't know. But anyway, we have A Woman Rides the Beast, Dave Hunt. Now he had problems in regards of getting his book into the Protestant bookstores. And of course we see the Roman papists, how they, you know, I walked into a Protestant bookstore, and lo and behold, I found Protestant books in it, you know. What should I do? Yeah, I just not, but you can find that on Catholic.com or something like that, where you see this, you know, going into, and he's like, and he's told he should go back and tell that, sneaky oil, tell them that, well, you Catholics are really, Christians and all that, which is utter bullshit, of course, but it's disgusting. Roman Catholicism is the biggest danger for Christianity. And they call themselves Christians, but they are not. They are the very opposite. It's anti-Christian. It's anti. Yeah. Anyway, so is the papacy still the Antichrist Lutheran priest? Well, he also talks about that in regards of a religious, but he doesn't. He seems to be rejecting that as a political power, and that's false. Because it's both a spiritual power and a political power. So, but anyway, the beast in itself is a political power, in the sense, you have the Babylonian beast, political power, Medo-Persian, that's also in regards of political power. You have the third beast, is the Grecian, political power, or whatever. That might be a better word than political. I don't know what we have of political, worldly, political synonym. That one, maybe there's some good synonym for that. Synonym. Parliamentary, legislative, policy making, state, I don't know. Anyway, in any case, so this is in the chapter of the Roman papacy, Antichrist, 666, and the whole Babylon. And here we have Dave Hunt. Dave Hunt was a Baptist. Dave Hunt was one of the guys that I really used when I went out of the satanic candy store of New Age bullshit or occultism. And I'm sorry if in regards to, but it is bullshit. I'm not using it as a curse word. It's not a curse as such. It's just like it's bull in regards of the Bola shit, you could also call it Bola shit. It's I'm using trying to give it a, but yeah, it's nonsense. It's bullshit. I think it's not like people will say, well, that's not so Christian and all. I think it's a direct just telling what things are. But if I'm on the wrong on that, I'm sorry. But I was trying to really get and I did get away from all the cursing words, and maybe I'm doing wrong in regards of using some of these words that I'm using, but I have tried to move away from all those words that actually is curses. So. Any case, so a woman writes the beast, Dave Hunt, Baptist, the BereanCall.org. And the thing with the book he wrote in regards to the Roman writes the beast, apparently he was having issues in regards of even getting the book into the bookstore. So he never mentions, and this is one of the books that Tom Fresh actually is reading. And now also the ministry of Dave Hunt has released it freely. They have released a lot of things that is for free, which is the way to go pretty much. But I guess it's also pushing a lot of people to make things free because, again, someone will do it, right? Because there's so much information in these days. Everybody can put information and people want, if people want, yeah, anyway, but yeah, so he was afraid he had problems in regards of getting the book in the bookstores and all that, and but it doesn't really mention the Antichrist as such. He goes very close in regards of pointing in the direction, but he doesn't really say it outright, that's. So I don't know. I haven't found him any place saying who the Antichrist is, as far as I recall. And that's kind of you should why wouldn't you stand for the truth on that? That's kind of curious, right? Any Christian should tell you who the Antichrist is. You can't just hide that away, But apparently, But he talks about the whore, you know, which actually is sitting on the 7 heads of the beast. I don't think it says he's riding on the beast. I don't know, maybe the King James version or something like that. But as far as I, she's sitting on the 7 heads of the beast. But anyway, but he was apparently afraid that in regards to releasing the book and all that, so he never spills it out who the Antichrist is. Talks about the woman rides the beast in regards of being Rome and all that, but not in regards of who the Antichrist is. Then we have a Mormon source that I actually had deleted, but it actually did have some good information. And the thing is, when you find some good information, right, and then you lose the information again, and you're like, oh no. Like not long ago, I found the oath of the bishops, and I was, and it was an oath to do whatever in regards to working for the Pope, the Antichrist, it's just sad that I don't have it. But yeah, I probably will run into it again, hopefully, at some point. But yeah, that was a disgusting oath as well that the bishops apparently take. Of course, there's different kinds of bishops, right? There's the cardinals, and then there's actually, I think actually there's 3 groups. There's the cardinals, which is in red, and then you have apparently a group more that is like a bishop, but it's called I don't know. But and then you have the standard bishops, which is clothed in and I think what is it called, violet, I think, or something like that. I can't remember. Sorry if I'm getting this wrong. I'm not a Roman Catholic, so maybe I'm wrong in regards. Maybe it's the other way in regards to the colors and all that. But yeah, it's I remember also a good parallel in regards to the Roman synods, in regards to the Roman bishops and all that. That's a pretty good parallel to the old Roman ways. But anyway, so you have the Holy Roman Empire rules today. That's a Mormon source. Now, Mormons have their own 3 books and all that. But this guy seems to have, he collected, this is from before the time of the internet, it seems. He seems to have collected a lot of sources from newspapers and so forward down through the years, and he's collected it in this huge folder, and he's showing it in the video like 4 or 5 hours or something like that. It's a wonderful and there's some good stuff amongst it. Now there are some things that I would disagree with, as always. I think in regards to the view of the statue or something and the beast, I think that's totally off. It's, if I recall correctly, I could take a lot of these videos and just clip out what and then you could, but I have so many things and I can't do everything. Alamo Ministries, there's some issues in the video, but I think around 90% or something like that I would agree with, or maybe 95%. But that's something in regard to the hell doctrine being promoted, which I also found out in Chick Ministries are promoting this hell doctrine, heaven hell doctrine. Alamo Ministries was seemingly also promoting the heaven hell doctrine. I found another ministry in, I think it's England, in regards to Richard something, he's dead now. They're also promoting the heaven hell doctrine. I just wondered, why are they all promoting the heaven hell doctrine, Let's go back to the Bible, and there was something that they are really fiercely, really viciously promoting, and I just wonder why, because, it's just, yeah, you shouldn't use the word hell at all in regard to the Bible. This is going back to paganism and getting close to Roman Catholic doctrine. And maybe that's, it's just making the gap closer to the Roman Catholic maniac institution with all, with its false doctrines. Let's see here. What do we have more? Smokescreens, dangers of today's call for Christian unity. That's Jack Chick. and yeah, wonderful reading. He also have the book. I guess someone maybe should make a new version of the reading, because it is an older reading and it can be a little hard to hear what he says, but the information is wonderful. I don't recall any information that I would totally disagree with. There might be a little, I don't know if there's some hell doctrine or something like that, but pretty much he's spot on the. And it's interesting to see how Roman Catholics will attack these things and attack Alberto Rivera, and it's like, it's just bullshit, because these people are telling the truth on so many. David Daniels telling the truth in regards of prove Rome is mystery Babylon. So that he's the one running Jack publication further now that Jack is dead. I don't know if that was his true name or what, but anyway, we have Ian Paisley denounces the Pope as Antichrist. He was a Presbyterian, as I understand it. Presbyterian is apparently going back to Calvinistic things. I haven't really saw that totally out, but whatever. Ian Paisley declares the Pope the Antichrist in regards to the European Union. I think there was something Parliament or something like that. I can't remember it all, but an awesome interview refuting the liar. I think there's some more in the video that I would have cut off, and if I have the time, I will cut it off. But there's a wonderful interview, and actually in regards of Ian Paisley declares the Pope the Antichrist, I already have the other video, so maybe I could delete the first part of the video and the last part of the video, and then put the first part of this one in it or something like that. That would be much more fitting, because then you already have that's because it doesn't have it with the video in this one in regards of him rejecting the Pope, but you have it in the first one. So that would be something that I could do if I have the time, if I have some time to do it. That's the video program, although I would need to look into how that works again. But we have the book Papacy is the Antichrist from 1885, James Atkin Wiley, Scots historian, Presbyterian. So, and also Eric Phelps points to these people as well. It's wonderful. I don't understand these other, but again, eat the meat, spit out the bones. We have so few people standing up for the truth in regards of Roman Catholicism. So, and some of these that actually stand, against Roman Catholicism might actually be Roman agents, because it's always better to have a controlled opposition than to not have a controlled opposition, right? And again, we have seen it, but the more you dig into things, you see how they work, how the Roman agents work, to be a Protestant for a Protestant, and where you can see that they're giving a lot of things that is correct, and then when they become popular, they begin to stir the boat away, and leading people astray. The last guy that I saw who did this was this guy turning to New Age and all that, and he faulted the Christians for him turning away from Christianity. And I don't think that is, when you look, I found pictures, he began to promote all this New Age things and all that, and he shows one of his images from of old when he was fat, and then he shows a new image. But as far as I understood him, he was growing up as a Christian. Or so I would need to look into further in regards to that. But I just wonder, if he grew up as a Christian, why would he let him be tattooed, and not only tattooed, but tattooed with the pyramid and the owl and all that? And apparently, as far as I have done in regards of research, the owl, which you can also find, if you go into the old city in Jerusalem, you have all this satanic bullshit, and you have the Mohammedans selling it, and so-called Christians and whatnot, all these. You have or Jewish mysticism and Kabbalah and all the red thing. They put whatever, all this nonsense. But the owl, and I absolutely understood the owl to be satanic nonsense and all that. But apparently it seems that the owl can be led back to the Queen of the Heavens. Now I don't know how they connect that up with the owl, but if you go into Wikipedia and look into Easter or Venus or something like that and read about it, you can actually see that the owl is apparently connected with, let's see if I can search Easter Wiki. I think, Star of Easter. Sorry, Star of Easter. If you search for Star of Easter, and of course you have the pagan trinity. Also the two Babylons talk about the pagan trinity. Where I was talking to a guy, and he tried to make me believe that the Trinity was pagan, and he tried to use the two Babylons to do that. And he turned around on that, but something didn't really feel right in regards of the spiritual level of things. I don't think the guy had, something was wrong. But hopefully I'll give the benefit of the doubt or whatever, but something was clearly wrong, it seemed to me. But he was rejecting the Trinity and told that it was pagan, and that it was written in the two Babylons by this guy, what is called, and I did some research on that in regards to the two Babylons, and I really sometimes it's just easier to search from the bottom up. So what I did in the beginning, I just quickly searched for the Trinity from the bottom up, and the first quotation you find is that he is actually defending the Trinity. But what he is attacking is the pagan Trinity in the beginning of the book. So if you start out in regards to the beginning of the book, he talks about this pagan Trinity, but that's the pagan Trinity. It's not the Trinity of the Bible, and of course, as I see it, it's the Trinity with a twist. People tend to forget the children of God. You have the Father, you have the Son, and you have the Holy Spirit. And then you have the twist that people forget. Although not all nominations actually. I've seen at least one nomination that actually, but they forgot the Holy Spirit. They just had the Father and Son. They were called Binitarians. Father, Son, and then they just don't have the Holy Spirit. And then they talked about the family of God. That would be the children of God. But they took out the Holy Spirit, It's like, you gotta be kidding me. You have to stand with the Bible. Read John 14, 15, 16, and 17. These chapters. It's the most concentrated place in the whole Bible, from beginning to end, in regards of this, of Jesus explaining everything, or Yeshua explaining everything. So Yeshua is again just the Hebrew name for for Jesus, Yeshua was his Hebrew name, and you can still find Jews using the name Yeshua, so you can actually call them up and ask them, hey, how do you pronounce your name, The thing is, they don't see it as Jesus, so the Jews are still having the name. I don't know, maybe some Jews actually understand that might be it, but you have a lot of Jews that is still named Yeshua. I talked to one in Jerusalem, and I have a phone book. You see here. You have a phone. Of course, they write it differently than I would, but no, that's not it. See here. I should have the Hebrew. No, where is it? I do have the Hebrew phone book somewhere. Oh, no, the Jewish phone book, and you can go into the Jewish phone book here, and this is just one of them at least, but. And you can search for residential search, and they will write it like this, with a Y, I don't understand this why bullshit, because it is bullshit. But anyway, Yeshua. I would write it this way, Yeshua, not Yeshu, because Jehovah, which is the name of God, is like this. But there's a difference between Ye and Yeh. If you look in the Hebrew and in regards of the red letters, you have 2 dots, which is called a sereh, if I recall correctly. And over here, in regards of Jehovah, you have Yod Sheva. So here you have Yod Sereh, Zereh, something like that, Zereh, and here you have Yod Sheva. So what's the difference? Well, the difference is the sound of it in the beginning. So this is the way you would write it. Because if you just write Yeshua or write like Jehovah, you wouldn't know that there was a difference in the pronunciation in the beginning, right? Because it's just Ye, and here you have Yeshua, right? But it's not Yeshua, it's Yeshua. So you see the problem here. I guess you could maybe do it like this, Yesh, but it doesn't look right, because normally you wouldn't have a black letter on the front and actually no, it sounds more like an A sound. So this is, I just try to, when I read the Hebrew and try to write it in English letters and all that, what I do is just so it sounds, so if you look at it, it actually is easy to pronounce. For at least Danish and English should pretty much be. But anyway, that's a whatever. So, but usually it's done like this, and they will say, well, there's no J in Hebrew and others. It's just bullshit. It's bullshit, because when you have the Yod, the Yod in Hebrew can be used as a red letter and a black letter. It depends on where it is, and in regards of the Nikud is the little dot or tittle to what red letter goes along with it and all that. So it depends on these different things. So I don't go with tradition. I go with, Anyway, so here we have Yeshua, Ben Yamin Gelb, Yeshua, Wolf, Green, Baum, Alrum, Yeshua, and you can find multiple phone numbers for different people and just call them up, and ask them. And you can also search for Joshua, although I'm not sure. Well, Joshua, I think actually does, with a J. Isn't that interesting? Because I think that's a Yod as well, but here they actually do it with a. I don't think Joshua will actually be looked at with a Y, but let's try. Joshua. Maybe we can find someone. No. Yeah, okay, Joshua. Some actually do have it with a Y. But yeah. Anyway, J would be the better thing. But Joshua, Yehoshua, and Yeshua means the same thing in Hebrew. So, you have Yehoshua, Joshua. It mean the same. The prefix means the same thing. Yeshua. Yehovah. Yehovah, Yehovah, and so forth. Anyway, so it's just, Anyway, so you can go and. So in regards of Easter, if you search for the Star of Easter, because now of course in our days we look at the Star of Easter as a planet in regards of Venus, because it is planet. Easter is mostly associated with the planet Venus. Now, I usually use the Venus thing because you have so many different names for this pagan goddess thing, and we know the planet as Venus today, so it's just easier to just pretty much. But apparently it's related to the owl. It says the owl was one of Easter's primarily symbols. I don't know why, but apparently, you could dig further into that. It's still pagan bullshit, so it's not really that important, right? But Easter is mostly associated with the planet Venus, which is also known as the morning star. Anyway, maybe I should take a break here because I need to go to the toilet and That's probably the coffee, and I really shouldn't be drinking coffee at the moment. Chocolate and coffee, that will give you a boost, right? That's I should have done that in the morning. That's just stupid of me going to bed. Anyway, I'll make another video and continue. May Jehovah be with you, and ye your most precious pearl, and the spirit of truth be in us all. Amen.